The adult is just a child that's still learning.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they are.
Mm-hmm.
Just ahead of children.
Mm-hmm.
So to instill those titles upon children, yeah, that definitely is the goal. So if you do become a parent, yeah, that should be your goal. You should feel like that's. It's not bad to have more than one or two purposes in life.
Mm-mm. You lie, baby.
Word up.
You know how to do.
I'm gonna pop in a second. I'm in the background, people. But,
yeah. We heard.
Shout out my boy D, man.
Shout out D in the background, man.
Word.
You know we back at it.
And
it's unpopular.
Word up, man.
We here with Randall. We here with me. This what we do, man.
Word up.
How was your week?
It's been a long week. First and foremost, bro, it's got fucking cold as hell real quick.
Nigga, fall.
Jesus Christ. Like,
Fall
it's cold
fell.
as shit.
Fall fell the fuck off. Where is going?
Bro,
Summer was trying to sneak its way in a little bit, and then it just went straight to cold.
it literally was like 52 degrees, I think, on Thanksgiving, right? Was it not?
Yeah, it was pretty nice on Thanksgiving.
It was nice.
Until
and
that
then,
sun went down.
And then it turned, so the sun went down.
Yeah.
It was literally 22 degrees. It was cold as shit.
Yesterday, bro, the high was literally 40.
That's bad, bro.
It's
like,
cold. Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
like
cold.
winter, but I also don't like winter.
Bro, it's snowing on the way here.
I like winter
Yeah.
when I got a bubble gum baggie to cuddle up with. Besides that,
Yeah. That's what I need. That's what I need.
Word up, man.
Big booty
but
body to come.
But my
come
week was
up.
actually pretty good though. I actually had to work at my job's different location yesterday.
Where is the other location, nigga?
It's in Berkeley Heights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a decent place. The setup is a lot different. Like the setup is a lot different. Like the one in Bedminster, they have kind of like almost like a separate room, kind of like cubicle looking place for takeout.
Okay.
But then the one in Berkeley Heights, you literally have to walk in, like for the kitchen staff and for the servers and bartenders, they have to walk in through the front door, and the front door of the restaurant is actually attached to a strip mall.
Oh shit.
It's weird.
This shit big.
I thought you was gonna say strip.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, I might have to pull up the Berkeley Heights.
Hell yeah. The fuck? No, but it was right next to a strip mall and shit. It was right next to a Chinese restaurant, a nail salon, a whole bunch of other shit.
a little strip mall type shit.
Yeah, like the area is a lot different. Like the area in Bedminster, I'll be honest with you, I like a little better because Berkeley Heights, like it's alright, but for some weird reason, it has kind of like a city vibe to it.
I'm sure it is more city.
Nigga,
the one you work at is in the woods.
Yeah,
this shit is in the woods.
Yeah,
like,
Berkeley Heights has like almost like a mini little like city vibe. And shit.
Yeah.
It's like a town you would find in like Montana and shit. It's
in Montana.
Like
Montana don't got no city. I'll tell you that now.
No,
Montana ain't shit but 3 niggas in a tree.
No, not literally like a city though, but it's kind of like a neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
okay. I see.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Those
you got like
places
a
and
little
shit.
neighborhood area. Like I'm trying to think of a comparison that we got over here. Like it's like Bridgewater type of shit.
No, it's
does it feel like
even
Bridgewater?
smaller than Bridgewater. It's smaller and more tight knit than Bridgewater. Yeah.
I ain't got no description for it.
But
go
ahead.
Thanksgiving. What you had on your plate?
Oh, I slept.
You slept on Thanksgiving?
I slept the whole night.
So you ain't eat?
No.
What?
I didn't eat.
Yo, you're bugging.
Bro, I'm not lying to you, bro. I literally, because the reason why was because I worked,
Turkey pot pie right on this top.
You had a see? He ate. Even he was chilling by himself, but he had that turkey on deck.
yeah, but I slept though. But either way,
saying.
my point being was that no, because
My plate was loaded.
It was Thanksgiving Eve, right? So I worked a double from fucking 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and then I had to work the Thanksgiving Eve party. That's when all the fucking college kids coming home from school want to go out and party. Here's the crazy thing: I actually never knew that was a thing.
When you come home, so when you do college or whatever, or you live out of state now. I mean, you're gonna come home back for the holidays. I mean, but you're gonna want to get. You're older now, so you're gonna want to go get a drink, and you've never been here when you was a kid, type of shit. But now you have the accessibility.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah, bro. You're an adult now, and you still want to be in your neighborhood.
I never understood that.
Yeah, I'm going to get a drink at my local bar. I've never been able to do this before.
I've been working in restaurants for years. Maybe it's because of like how they set it up. Because like I worked in 2 different restaurants, Cheesecake and obviously Hula Hands. But I never understood like what that was. I guess because like working at Delicious Heights, this was the first time I actually experienced that. Okay. And I was working security. I was working the front door and shit. And I was checking IDs and stuff like that, bro. I'll tell you right now, bro, I saw 2003 IDs and I felt old as shit. The oldest,
Oh!
the youngest I saw was April of 2003. That shit pissed me
that
off. I was
shit
like,
just made
yo,
me
am I
feel old,
am I fucking
bro.
old, bro?
Yes. That shit just made me feel old, bro. Seeing the
Like-
seeing that 2003 ID and you valid?
You valid?
What?
That's so uncomfortable. That is beyond.
What, my nigga?
That is beyond uncomfortable, bro. But like I saw that shit and like, bro, these girls, I'll be real with you. They were decent, but like it just wasn't it, bro.
I mean, they're not.
It just wasn't it.
They're a younger age demographic now.
Your younger age demographic, Davian, but like I'm
22-year-olds now. Like, where the
think
bond?
that our generation of men be the opposite of before what we had as creepy uncles.
Yeah.
We just gonna be disdained from.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like the creepy uncle thing don't stand nowadays. You uncle, you better be right. Don't be over here creeping on nobody.
right.
Where the
Right.
bond?
Fair enough. But yeah, I was working the door and we were working from like 9 o'clock and I didn't actually leave my job until 3:30 in the morning.
Damn.
And I didn't get home until 4. I didn't realistically fall asleep until 5. So and then I went to bed. I woke up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
You had work on Thanksgiving too?
Oh no.
Oh, alright.
Thank God we're closed.
But you slept the whole day?
I slept the whole day.
What did the family do? They was cooking?
Oh no, my mom and my sister, they left to go to Long Island to have dinner to go have a Thanksgiving party with their family.
Okay, so they went to go have Thanksgiving.
With my aunt. My aunt wanted me to come too, but she was like, if you're too tired, it is what it is. Bro, I did not get out of bed.
I feel you.
I didn't get out of bed until 5 o'clock just to get a quick snack or whatever it was.
Yeah, by that time I got out of work.
Yeah, because
I had work on Thanksgiving.
Because my father and my uncle, my mom had prepared them. She didn't prepare them turkey. She gave them a fucking rotisserie chicken from Costco.
That's fine. Yeah,
No, you're
rotisserie be
right.
hitting.
You're right. I'm just referring to the.
They could have gave him a Stouffer's lasagna.
Turkey chicken in general be hitting.
Yeah. No, where it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's where it's unpopular opinion. Costco got the best rotisserie chicken.
But Stop and Shop got good fried chicken.
That's
Stop
true.
and Shop got good fried chicken too.
Yeah, that's true.
ShopRite chicken is falling off.
Yeah.
ShopRite chicken is falling off.
But yeah, so they had dinner. Realistically, I didn't get up out of bed until 5, and I did a little bit of work on the website and stuff like that, and that was about it. And I went to sleep. Didn't do anything else. I really did not do anything. I slept through the whole day. No Thanksgiving, no nothing.
Ain't had no plate neither.
And my mom didn't bring no leftovers.
Yo,
because apparently they didn't have any.
Whoa! Yo, that's tragic, bro. I've been eating Thanksgiving food all week. All weekend I've been eating Thanksgiving food since Thursday, yo. My plate was loaded. Niggas had oxtail. Niggas had the curry go on there. Niggas had the jerk pork. Niggas had some Escovitch fish. Niggas had
You flexing now.
I was with the Jamaicans. I was partying with the Jamaicans. Yo, my plate was loaded up, yo. I can't not talk about it because I ran out of it.
You had dinner with your family? You had dinner with
I had dinner with my family, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I went over to my mom's side of the family, the Jamaicans or whatever. So we was in there chilling. I got there early before my family did. Just chilling around the older heads, talking about older head shit.
Like what?
Like the decisions that young people be making, or the way that things have changed.
That's a pretty all right. Fair
The
enough.
way that things have changed since people were my age type shit.
Yeah, but how old are they though? That's the thing.
These are older. These are like dads. These are like
Yeah, but like define like age.
men in their 50s.
Men in
Speaking
their
of
50s? Because my dad's in my 60s.
Speaking to men in their 50s.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But it was good. It was good. They was playing dominoes. All the kids came. You know, our little kids. Yeah, it was a whole bunch of that. Word is born. It was a whole bunch of that. Word is born.
Word up, man.
But that was a good time.
Yeah. Let's see. Nah,
What I have been finding funny recently, I guess this is following the damn election and then leading into the holiday season. But all this fuck around and find out season shit, that shit is
what
funny
is
to
that?
me.
I know the phrase, but like, what's the trend?
So you know the fuck around. So you know what fuck around and find out is.
I know what that
so
means.
the trend that's going on right now is they're talking about how people voted for Trump or whatever, and now their family knows that they voted for Trump, and their family is like disowning them. and they're not getting invited to the holiday.
Is that a real
holidays.
thing?
That is a real thing, Randall.
That's a real
It's
thing?
a real thing. Yes, absolutely.
I've been seeing that, but
I've been seeing that shit. Yeah,
Like
people
it-
is not.
It's online.
Yes, yeah.
Like people are actually disowning.
If you were to go on TikTok and type out FAFO, fuck around and find out, you'll start seeing videos of people complaining about not getting invited to their family's Thanksgiving because they voted for Trump.
because they're political affiliations.
Yes.
Ain't that some bullshit?
It's crazy.
Like the fuck, bro.
It's crazy
Like,
work.
That shit's crazy.
Crazy work. But I get where it's coming from.
Here's a question. What do you think justifies disowning your child or disassociating with family members outside of like conventional bullshit?
I don't think normal. I do understand how like talking politics can like separate people, but it's. I feel like a lot of things are branched under politics nowadays, and most things are really just like people's morals, like the things that we just put up with or deal with as humans, and making it a political issue makes it bigger than it needs to be.
So like politicizing like morality or politicizing like topics that don't need to be political.
like it doesn't. I don't think it really needs to be. It doesn't need to be a political topic, like gay and trans rights. That shouldn't be a political topic. That should just be
it shouldn't.
That should just be something that we just give people.
Because when you make it a political topic, you're playing a game of regulation and like laws and implementing certain things. Mm-hmm. So like that's where it can become it can turn into like a slippery slope.
Yeah, because once you get to discussing these topics in your home, you're thinning the line in between church and state type of thing.
Right.
So that's when people decide where they want to stand on that, and if people don't match with their stances, then they find their disagreements. But that's not politics. That's just the way that people live their lives, type of shit.
Right. Now
we could find a lot more similarities between Democrats and conservatives if we stop making everything a political competition.
Right. And that's actually one of the more interesting things about the difference between like politics and like let's say social or cultural issues. Mm-hmm. Because the funny thing is like even within like religion, there's still a divide in that as well. Like for example, like one of the things that's more controversial is that people who are gay, for example, are also religious, despite like religion. I haven't read the Bible in a while. I'm pretty sure it does actually criticize homosexuality.
The Bible does not condone same-sex interrelations. No, they don't. But I do know, gay people who do practice religion. Who do have faith.
And I'm not necessarily against them doing that. Like that's perfectly fine. But like I'm referring to like whether or not the debate between inclusion or excluding them from the community, from the religious community. Because I've met people that are old school, conservative, Catholics or Christians. They're very religious. They're a part of a religious community. They go to church every day. That do not tolerate gay people, and they will openly say you're not welcome into our church or our community. Yeah. But then you have the exact opposite of people that are welcoming to these individuals into the community. So my question I've always had is which side is actually real, is actually true in terms of how they treat they treat gays. That's a real question.
I don't know how much ground there is to say which side is true or not, because while you can look at the Bible like this is what it says type of thing, like some people can look at the Bible like it's just a book, like it's the book of fictitious stories that was written by somebody that eventually we all come to believe type of thing. So I don't know. I don't know if there should be people telling them that what they're doing is wrong. I don't know if they should look past that and just be worried about inclusion. There's nobody. Yeah, like who's really to say? Who's really here? Who's really dictating like what you do is rightful or wrong?
But that's like the ultimate question, because like I've always had that kind of conversation where it's like, well, which side do I believe or which side do I take seriously? Because there clearly has to be someone that's right. They can't both necessarily be right, or
two things can be true at the same time.
That's
and
fair.
I think it's better to find the decision that best fits you, rather than.
Why didn't we question that?
But
two things can be wrong.
Two things can be wrong at the same time as well.
Time.
Yes, two things can be wrong at the same time too.
Yeah, didn't think about that.
That is very true. People can just be sharing misinformation back and forth without the real truth even being in.
Well, first of all, I think that's social media in general. I think I think that's true.
No, but I mean that goes farther. That goes way far back to when they even started recording things. You know, it doesn't have to just be social media. There could be misinformation just loaded in books, like how they do the textbooks. How they do textbooks in school. They just got misinformation in there just because type of shit.
Christopher Columbus discovered the first world. This nigga discovered some shit that was found 200 years before that.
They don't tell you that the Pilgrims and the Indians over here killing other Indians.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that part.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, we like this.
Yeah.
Let's kill these niggas and have some food after we done killing
They
them.
come up and be like, "Oh, this is nice. Here, you know what? Take this gun, and take this steel, and take these germs, and we'll take all of this."
Stay across the land and go give it to them brown folk.
Fair enough.
Yeah, misinformation is spread wildly every day. So it's really just up to you to decipher what I guess feels right for you morally, and you can always cross-check that with
Right.
other things.
Well, is there a universal morality? Are there things, or is that cultural variations? Because some people, because there are certain cultures that do have a different morality than we do in terms of how they conduct themselves.
I think
and you
there
can
is
ask the
a
question.
universal-
In every culture, there's distortion and negativity. So
Yeah, I think there is a universal morality though. Like I think we don't want to cause harm to each other. I think we would rather be happy than sad. I think we would all want to live a good quality of life.
But like the question is, in terms of morality, what does that look like? So you claim to want to be happy. Like, what is that actually? Where does the morality come from that? In terms of your behavior,
it comes from living a good quality life. I don't think happiness isn't something easily obtained type of thing. Sometimes you have to work for it. Sometimes you have to search for it. Sometimes you have to find it. It's not something that you can just purchase. So when I'm thinking of like happiness, that would really come from a good quality of life, how you live and enjoy your life. I think that can be considered ways to be happy, ways to feel rich in a sense.
Yeah, but in terms of like actual like behavior, like how you conduct yourself, like what does that look like? You know what I mean?
In terms of wanting to be happy,
Yeah. Is it having a family? Is it being rich? Is it being being married? Like what does that look like?
it's a clear state of mind.
it's being able to be an authentic version of yourself.
I got
think-
these boots for $20 from the thrift store. Got this from Walmart for $10 when I bought it. It's a $30 outfit.
Yo, $30 outfit. I need tweaking it out
Smoked a
too.
$5 joint. Yeah.
Word is born.
God damn.
Shit like that made me want to get Uggs for no reason. No cap.
So
But,
you just gotta say, I'm gonna make it a good day. So fuck it. Then that's how you create happiness.
But happy it's like there's so many ways to obtain it that's very significant to said person. So I don't know what that really looks like in terms of behavior. It's like you wanna be healthy. I would say that. You don't want to stress. Like you want to be an authentic version of yourself, and you want to be able to share that with your community in a way that gives you purpose. I would say. I think you would want, you would want to, in a way that gives you purpose, like to give back from what gave you life, in a sense.
Okay. Okay, that's fair.
I read a quote the other day from, I think it's from Mark Twain, and it said, the two most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why.
Yeah. My daddy got some nookie on his birthday, and it was Valentine's. That's why I was born. I was just a happy little surprise. That's a surprise.
So the two best days of your life.
Two most important days of your life
days.
are the day you were born and the day you find out why.
That's a good question. The only problem with the second question is that's only a matter of time. It's like you gotta really live your life to kind of figure out like what it all.
Yeah,
what it all
I mean,
means.
you'll find your reason for your existence. It may come with time. You may find it early, type of thing. You know, there's really no gauge on that. But once you find that reason why you are here and why you choose to exist and live with your life, that'll take you to the rest of your life. That'll take you to the rest of your life.
Your own happiness, depending on how you would take in that information. Like, I look forward to telling my child, why was I born, Daddy? Oh, because your daddy was listening to some Chris Brown and me and your mama felt good.
Not how you was born, nigga. You talking about how? We talking about.
That's going to be why. Too. Listening to Chris Brown, we was feeling happy. There you go. So, I mean.
Well, you know, let me think about this for a second. I actually thought about this. You know, that part you just said, like finding out why, you know, you were born, in terms of like your purpose or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I feel like a big part of the problem with our culture is that there's a lot of people living their life without having that knowledge. They're kind of living someone else's dream, for example, or living someone else's reality. And there's a small number of people that come to realize in their life because of their awareness, they become aware of what they're really here for.
The thing is like learning what your purpose is doesn't have to align with everyone else's idea of what success is. It doesn't have to align with what makes other people happy. It just has to align with what you do. So if your purpose this whole time type shit, so for me, say you've been on this earth for 30 years type of shit. You found out your purpose was to be a dad, for real. You didn't learn that until you were 30 and had your own kid, but you found out your purpose was to be a dad. You take that and you do that to the fullest. You share that with your kid. You let them understand that. Like, even if it's like you spend your whole. Well, let me try to figure out how I'm trying to phrase it. Because it's like when you have a kid, you want to be able to support them in whatever endeavors they may care for, type of thing. It doesn't matter if I have a kid and he wants to be a NASCAR driver. I don't know shit about driving NASCAR, but I'm gonna be there beside my son, teaching him the whole way how to be the best damn NASCAR driver he can be, type of thing. And it's like that's something that you definitely want to instill in your kids, knowing that they have the support to do whatever that they want to do and excel at it. And I wish that we as adults had more of that as kids, because I feel like that would reinforce a lot of people to actually pursue things that they wanted to do, you know,
and have a purpose,
knowing that they had the support to actually do it.
Yeah.
Like the pursuit, like being a kid is literally putting all of your efforts and desires into what you truly want to make it. And we're low-key still on that same path of finding what you really want to do and putting all of that passion into it. Until you go to the day where you have your own kids and you share that with them. Like, listen, this may not be what you want to do when you grow up, type of thing, but this is what I did, and this is what I found so much passion in, and this is what I'm sharing with you. And if this is something that you find a similar passion in and something that you want to do, then I will share it with you to the fullest. And if you want to, and I'll make sure that one day you'll be better than me at it, type of thing.
Okay, fair enough.
That's why I believe when I hear people saying that, or I think myself, the adult is just a child that's still learning.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they are.
Mm-hmm.
Just ahead of children.
Mm-hmm.
So to instill those titles upon children, yeah, that definitely is the goal. So if you do become a parent, yeah, that should be your goal. You should feel like it's not bad to have more than one or two purposes in life.
Mm-mm.
It's definitely doable in today's society.
Once you complete one goal, you're only opening the room for you to find your next dream.
Right.
Yeah.
But
That's an interesting take. I never actually thought about that.
I just started thinking about this shit like last week.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like I'm getting old, type of shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, like when I'm gonna start having kids and and
Yeah.
what I'm gonna want to instill in them, and it's just like I still got so much that I'm trying to absorb my damn self. And who knows, man? I'm gonna have a fucking kid, but I do want to be ready.
People usually say that like
do want to be ready.
People usually say it doesn't necessarily happen at random, but like one of my good friends, she actually told me that like this, going back to the whole relationship thing, she actually told me that like, you know, you're gonna get a girlfriend one day, and you're not, and one day you're gonna wake up and think to yourself like you're not gonna realize that you have one. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna meet a girl. You're just gonna connect so quickly, and then within like 3 weeks later, you guys are in a relationship. Mm-hmm. It's like that kind of a shock. You don't realize you're dating this person, mm-hmm. right? Which I thought was kind of weird, but like she's not wrong though.
The last relationship I was in, we started hanging out, and it wasn't maybe like it was probably like 2 months later when I like asked her to be my girlfriend, but we were just kind of like bullshitting the whole time.
You still do that?
Huh?
Like men still do that?
They should.
They should ask to be.
Men should still ask women to be their girlfriends, yes, because otherwise you're leaving shit in the blank. Niggas do not do this no more. They leave it blank. They leave it up to question, up to optimism. Like it's like she'll get the idea. Or she'll be like, nah, he never asked me to be his girlfriend, but somehow I'm moving in with him and shit. Like,
so it's more of like an indirect. So it's more of like an indirect answer.
I feel like it should be intentional, and I feel like men aren't being intentional.
That actually reminds me of this whole idea about like men wanting to be the leaders of the relationship, but they don't take initiative, like stuff like that. They don't actually address things. They just kind of like they want the title without the responsibility.
Yes,
that's actually a good take.
No, absolutely.
I actually didn't think about that shit. Or whatever.
You gotta be intentional with the shit that you want.
Yeah, because even like, because I mean, like, I've been single my whole life though. Like, as controversial as my sound, I never had a girlfriend. So like for me, I'm at an age where if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I know guys in my position are kind of would probably be angry about it and be a little bit frustrated, but for me, it doesn't really bother me for some odd reason.
The most important thing that you want is to have.
Dean, Dean, you were born in what year? Dean, what?
I am tired. I've been through so many situationships already.
I'm tired.
Dean,
bitch, come love me.
What year were you born, bro?
93.
Dean,
yes.
We're 3 years apart, Dean.
Bitch, come love me.
Not that old.
Love me.
Love me back.
Word bond. Oh, shit should not be this fucking hard.
So like for me, it just doesn't bother me for some reason. Like I'm not the kind of person that gets.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, somebody got to touch on your heart, bro.
Oh,
like, word is bond.
Please don't do that.
Nah, it's inevitable. It's inevitable, bro. Word is bond. Word is bond. That's what I mean by intention. Like you'll know type of shit. You'll know when you're gonna want to put your investment into a girl type of shit.
Yeah.
So it's like it'll just show it shows in your actions type of shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't come out of your words, it shows in your actions.
I mean
I just pray that your first one is your last one, so that it works on.
I would make the argument that
when I see homies that go through that, it's like, yo, I can do that shit so much, but it's something
one and done.
I'm proud of. Yeah.
One and done. Yeah, high school sweetheart type shit. I know a couple high school sweethearts.
I'll keep it a buck where it's like for me, like I can kind of agree with him that like it will be my last though, but the crazy thing about it is that I don't think it will happen to me, at least not when I will like at this age, because I don't know what it is about me, bro. Like I'm a little weird for this shit. I tend to prefer older women though, and that's the problem. I'm not at an age where I can be taken seriously like that, and older women tend to be older.
No, and I don't think it's like you can be taken seriously. You could be, but it's that they're looking for something more certain because they've been through the fucking ringer.
Yeah, and like
but they don't want to go through the
like,
bullshit. They kind of know what they want out of a man.
Yeah.
And you know, they know how to work that thing better than you.
But yeah, and their explanations can be a little bit delusional type of shit. Like,
what do you mean explanations?
Like not explanations, expectations.
Expectations.
Their expectations can be a little bit delusional.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would agree with you. It just depends on who you're talking to. I tend to take that like description you just said to women that live on IG, because like I've been at the gym like that I work out now for like.
Women can be delusional if they're on Instagram.
No. Like in person, like I've seen it in person. Trust me, I've worked with enough of them. But I'm referring to like the ones I see at the gym. They tend to have like that exact opposite mentality. They almost like are antagonistic to those high expectations and shit. Because I think they're upset because they can't find a man or because they can't get into a relationship because of these unrealistic standards that some of these girls
Because
shit.
you have these high expectations of this man that you've seen in a fucking Hallmark movie. Like, that nigga don't exist.
I don't even know where they get their expectations anymore. Because the fact that they want motherfuckers that make $75K a year and got 3 cars and do all this extra shit and got a
I think it's less of an
Like, what the fuck?
It's less of an expectation they have for men and more of a delusional way that they want to live their own lives. Like they want to live their lives in a way that follows what they see online or what they see in the face of everything else.
Timer went off.
Was this one supposed to keep going? This one if you are not at least 5'9", the bitches do not run through.
They do not care.
If you are not the color of caramel or have a
They don't give you no pussy.
you don't know.
You get no pussy.
No, but that's like one of the things that like I see that all the time on social media. But like, here's the thing: I'm a little cynical. I really do feel like the women that talk like that on social media, I think they're just trolling. I don't think they're actually being serious. Like not all of them, at least.
I do also agree with that. I do also agree that
I think they're just
be
trolling, or
but
they're using that to deter men that they don't want even talking to them.
I do believe that they could be trolling, but I also do believe that they could just be regurgitating everything that they do here. So everything is just like a follower pack type of thing.
Oh, like the herd mentality?
Yeah, like they're just sharing the same herd mentality, and they're just they may not be as secure in what they want for themselves. So they're just going to go off of what everybody else is saying that they should want.
Yeah, but then it's also the whole comparison thing on social media. Because I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today about this, where like one of the problems I think women with social media has done with like dating expectations is that women and even men especially are seeing certain standards on social media that isn't real for like 99% of people. So like one of the things I was telling him is that like rich men, for example, partly ruin social media, especially for dating, because they're showing women a form of status and monetary value and just all these different things. They're showing these women how they live, and conditioning these girls to think this is how all men operate, and they can
or
find
this is how, or they're jealous of how other women are living.
It's factual because with social media, it became easier to access these rich men and see how they live.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely right.
Thank you. 100% true. So like for example, like even like fucking Andrew Tate, he claims to be helping men, but he actually is playing a factor in causing the problem because he's showing off his 17 supercars. He's got $50 million. He's flashing his $500,000 diamond watch. That plays a factor in women thinking that if that's all their timeline is, they're gonna think, yo, all these niggas, like I got 50 different dudes that have this kind of lifestyle. I can definitely have access to this shit.
No, these niggas are.
Girl, you even know I got 15 Funko Pops collected, and they worth more than you. Retirement
Oh shit! God damn.
Girl, you don't even know.
You don't get no bread.
You were saying?
What was I saying?
Sorry.
You could, bro. You can talk.
What was I saying?
Like the problem with like rich guys comparing, like showcasing their lifestyle, that's conditioning these women into thinking that this is normal.
These niggas are hypocrites. These niggas are big hypocrites because from the standpoint of how they communicate their standards or whatever, or how other women should have their standards, like y'all niggas are dickheads. I can't see y'all niggas getting married at all.
Yeah. Let's be honest about this.
And even if you do get married, y'all niggas is getting divorced, just like the scenarios I be describing.
Because
anyway.
rich men get divorced too. Don't get it twisted.
No,
rich
nigga,
men,
you can have
men
money,
get divorced,
still
more
be a dickhead.
But no, rich men get divorced, but I think more often than poor men or men of low income or whatever.
Yes, because they're not showing. They're letting the money.
They're leading with their
speak
wallets.
for their character.
They're leading with their wallets.
They're making their money, letting the money speak for their character. And if somebody knows of you is the money that you spend. Yeah, I'm targeting that.
Yeah,
like,
but let's also be honest about this. Despite we all do it, technically, if we're being real about this, rappers also play a part in like women being conditioned.
Oh no,
to see
I
those
definitely,
people.
absolutely.
You know, a guy,
absolutely.
men are literally like, dude, Future bragged about like buying a bitch a Birkin bag and shit, and he got pussy out of it.
Nigga,
It's like this is conditioning these girls to think that they can do that.
Do you know Future song? I just fucked your bitch. Is some
Yes,
flip
we all
flops?
know that
yeah,
song. We
alright,
just know
well,
that song.
that nigga Future disrespectful. You
And
should
he
know.
actually did that shit.
He did.
That was real.
That shit wasn't cap.
Wife that was?
Yes, we all know whose wife that was.
Alright.
That's foul, bro.
Alright, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like now that I've gotten a little bit older after listening to that song, I think to myself, bro, that's low key kind of fucked up that you just said that.
I think in the time that we're living in, it's coming through the music, and it feels like perpetual stereotypes, and we're trying to keep this idea of this status going. But a lot of niggas is family men. A lot of these rappers is family men.
Yeah, and the funny thing is too is that a lot of the times, like with the whole comparison on social media, it's the what's going on? It's not the conditioning. It's like
it's only reinforcing the culture.
Yeah,
like the way when you all you're sitting here is rapping about having money in the club and bottles to pop and bitches on deck, and I gotta shoot at my ops. Like it's only reinforcing this culture that this is what's important to us. Yeah. And these are the struggles that we have. Yeah. And that does not encapsulate our experience. Yeah. Or that doesn't encapsulate a lot of experiences. And it's starting to, I don't know, the game of like rap and hip hop has like opened its doors to where it's like I can't even like people of different demographics are getting into the game, and it doesn't. I feel like it started somewhere as like celebrating black culture and shit like that, and now it's just diverged into a different culture that they're celebrating, and it doesn't reflect, I guess, African Americans as well, and I think that's the problem.
Yeah, that's part of the problem as well.
Because all we think is the way to get bread is to be a rapper or go play ball or something like that. Yeah. Like those are our options type shit.
Yeah. And I also do think that with social media in general, like along with the whole dating thing and like what you're talking about as well, is that I think people are more concerned about, like I think even Kanye said this, about living through an image as opposed to living your actual life. People are more concerned about being famous on social media than actually in the real world, or being successful in social media than in the actual real world, because at least in social media you can actually fake it. You know apparently like
that's Kanye West Jesus Walks right there.
You know the fucking like the Instagram photos, or you see like rappers or even ball players or influencers sitting in like a private jet.
Yes.
You know there's a prop of a private jet cabin inside of California. So a lot of the times like you'd be surprised it's people doing that shit. It's like
there's so much hypocrisy just behind trying to look the part.
Yeah.
Like and rather than just actually being the part.
Yeah.
Because people want to be seen in this limelight. Like that's going to give them a certain status or something that they're looking for, and that is
what they're looking for is perfection. It trains you to see perfection. Because I'll be real with you, bro. Like when I'm on social media and shit, I'm really starting to think to myself like this is like a miniature version of Hollywood, because you can actually really like these videos that I'm seeing. They look Hollywood level like quality in terms of like their production, the editing, the colors, the Photoshop, all the different things.
They ain't doing shit but using phone apps.
And that's what I'm saying though. They're only using phone apps, but it looks that good though. And I think also because it's on a screen and it's in your pocket at all times, it's not like going to a movie theater and you see a giant screen. You know that to some degree this isn't actually real, but because it's on your phone and it's close and personal to you, you kind of internalize what you're seeing through here as something that's real as opposed to something that's on a TV screen.
Yeah. I would say that about 40% of the people in my life that do know of me and my artwork think that I can only do this with a computer. Not know that these hands can actually
get right.
A marker, spray paint can, because they only believe what they see on social media.
Yeah. You know how many videos I see every day, and I just go straight to the comment section for somebody to be like fake.
You're right. Yeah. And it's common, but that is the sad reality that people only believe.
People don't even people have no concept of reality anymore because they're so drowned.
They're so drowned in this shit. Like, dude, this is literally like a miniature version of Hollywood, and it's basically like also a satellite. Because the scary thing about humans and our ability to connect with people is that if you have this or have access to this, every single human being on planet Earth could possibly contact you. If they also have this as well. Like, dude, literally a president of a country could DM me right now saying something. Like, that's how connected we are, and it's scary because we as humans, we're only used to dealing with small tribes of like less than 200 people in it. So the fact that you have basically access to 8 billion people, it's not mentally okay for us. It's turning us crazy.
The nature of how accessible everything is nowadays, it just makes people just want.
Yeah.
And
you remember when you had to look up a word and actually had to go pull out a fucking book to look up what the word meant? Not just your phone.
Just ask Siri. Now just ask Siri. Like, where the phone?
Just dead ass. Yeah, exactly. Or even fucking like, now that we have phones, we have contacts, phone books don't exist anymore and shit. I remember back in the early 2000s, I had to look through phone books. Like, that shit is crazy that it doesn't exist anymore. If you don't have a cell phone, you're basically an Amish person.
No, we live in a new day and age nowadays, man.
Cell phones. Like, that's another crazy.
Nah, even Amish people are getting cell phones now, bro.
They are?
Gone. Hell yeah.
Isn't that contradicting to what they do?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a stupid thing for me to say because hold on a second. Like, it's a stupid thing for me to say about Amish people because I buy raw milk from an Amish farm in Pennsylvania, so I should know better. They have a website,
Yes, nigga.
I should know better.
They got a website.
I believe it's what they practice this on the Sabbath or whatever.
Yeah. That's
So I think they just don't use their phones on Saturdays, and that's how they.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that justifies everything.
Fair enough.
Cool, whatever.
but yeah, man. Like, so, and people today are now, like, even with dating, one of the other problems with it too is that because of social media and because of dating apps, I think that went off. One of the problems with social media and dating is that even with dating apps, period, is that it gives people the illusion of an infinite number of options. Especially, and this is especially true for women for the most part because women are more selective, but they also do have more options than men to begin with. So one of the problems is that like people are preparing to get rid of you the moment you upset them in an intimate setting because they're thinking like, bro, I don't actually need you. I know for a fact that I could find someone tomorrow because I have 10 different guys who I'm not entertaining in my DMs already while we're speaking right now.
Yeah.
So you're as disposable as everybody else. If you upset me or you challenge me or push me aside, I'm just gonna get rid of you. And that's what's creating, I think, also a generation of narcissistic people in general when it comes to dating.
So much access to everything.
I ain't letting anybody have me as an option. I like to be a solid choice. So
Individuals.
knowing somebody's gonna treat me as an option, I won't open up to dating apps and shit. I'm actually fearful.
Individuals, even white people, are not as privileged as they make out to be. They think they got it all, but you don't really have it all. Where it's going.
So like,
But even going back to what I was saying before about like misinformation, like there has to be a greater standard for what we determine somebody to be an influencer. Like I feel like that's a term that just gets thrown
do
around.
you think it should be now professionally credited?
Like-
for getting on the internet, period.
Yeah.
Some of the shit that we see just is so unnecessary.
Being a content creator is a job, but you have a job and you have a service to still provide to people who are viewing you. When people call themselves influencers, that means you're actually influencing the public.
Do you think
people
that
are
should
looking
be-
at you as a role model?
But do you think
go back to blogging and actually learn how to use vocabulary first to typing?
Yes.
Or talking?
And you know what? Now, hold on a second. Now that I just thought about this, the fact that you just said influencer really leads me to believe that a lot of these people are becoming influencers because they can't become academics.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They can't be researchers. They can't be scientists.
Absolutely.
They can't actually publish any real actual work. So they're just idiots, just saying dumb shit on the internet.
The pandemic
They're not-
allowed.
That idiocracy is entertainment in today's society.
Yeah.
The pandemic definitely opened up the doors for people to want to try being a content creator, but it's not as sustainable as it's made out to be.
Yeah.
As well as it takes as much work as any other job would. So it's like people think that this is the easy way out of them not having to work, or then this is their easy way to get rich and be famous. Like, you have to understand that there's still repercussions. You're still giving out information to people for them to receive it. And you have to make sure that information is right for the public. If you're influencing people, you should be saying things that are influential.
Yeah. That can be a little bit of a slippery slope though, because it's like, well, who's going to govern that, and who's going to be able to determine what you're saying actually is true?
There is nobody to
And TikTok ain't gonna do it either.
Yeah,
TikTok ain't gonna do it.
Because then you're playing a game of possibly controlling people's speech for saying things that may or may not be true, and that can be very dangerous.
Like when you're on social media, I think you can put like public figure on your thing or whatever. Like that's like the bare minimum.
That's
like bare minimum.
Yeah, you can do that.
Public figure is like people know me from somewhere for what I do.
Yeah.
That's public figure. Yeah, we can keep going. People know me from somewhere for what I do. That's public figure. And if I choose to make a platform out of that, I would be a content creator.
Yeah.
If I took my platform then to help people, then I would become an influencer. If there's steps to get to that.
So you think influencers should be earned?
You can't just claim yourself an influencer because you're an ambassador for Shein.
Well, you know what my personal opinion, and it may be unpopular, as an artist and with the rise of COVID and everything, with the title of creator becoming known to people and being in that bubble, and them seeing how easy it was to attach to being a creator, they figured, fuck it, we're all going to take it on, and it comes with no repercussions. So with me, I can tell you as an artist, after COVID, it was so many people claiming, oh, well, I looked up some images on Google and they were black and white and I made a coloring book. So how long have you been drawing? Oh, about 2-3 weeks. You're not a
fucking artist.
You're not a content.
No. Anybody using AI to do any of this shit, go to hell.
This is something you did 2-3 times with your cousins 2-3 years ago. Does not allow you to take on this title just because you cooked a pizza in culinary class in high school.
Yes. I'm tired of seeing Josh's mom cook. She can't cook.
Is that a real person?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Listen, if you ever seen this TikTok, this boy come in.
White Josh mom.
Yeah, White Josh, mom. This bitch cannot cook, yo.
What are you talking about?
You might have seen this. You might have seen this boy got his phone and he's in the kitchen with his mom while she's cooking, and she is a terrible cook, yo. This is how she.
TikTok?
It might be on TikTok. I'm sure it is.
I've never seen it.
Well, you can find it on Facebook and Instagram too if you wanted to.
I'm on Instagram.
But
Lima beans, a cup of water, and mayonnaise in the oven for about 5 minutes.
She made
Shit
that?
like that.
she didn't wash the collard greens. She barely cut the collard greens. She shoved them all into the pot,
They were stuffed.
boiled them down. They barely even boiled down, and then she took a cup of sugar and put that on top of the thing. And then she's eating them with a fork and knife.
That doesn't sound like a real person.
No, this is a real lady. This is a real lady. And look, like you said, people are feeding into it. Who knows? Bitch might be trolling.
Davian.
Bitch might be trolling the whole time.
Listen to what he just said. He said lima beans, mayonnaise, and what else?
Water.
And water.
No,
She's trolling.
I've seen this shit. Bitch might be trolling. Bitch might really be able to cook, but she's just making all this bullshit for Instagram for views. Cause rage, like I gave you this word last week, rage bait.
Yeah.
Nigga, that shit is real.
Clickbait.
It started from clickbait and then turned into rage bait. People doing shit intentionally.
Conscious of it, and which I know I am, I will not like that shit. I may but
I'm so careful with my algorithm.
I swipe so fast.
Bro, I am so careful with my algorithm now. Like, I don't like anything anymore.
No, you gotta tailor your algorithm.
It feeds into that shit.
You gotta tailor your algorithm.
But here's the crazy thing. Instagram is apparently figuring out a way to reset your explore page.
There gotta be a way.
They're trying to figure out like a feature where you can actually reset your explore page, so whatever content you saw before, you can just like delete it off and see new content.
You gotta tailor your For You page, y'all, because you'll just see shit that's gonna keep you locked in. Where's Bond? Soon as I get on, if I get on Instagram and I see three posts of bad bitches just standing there, not doing nothing.
I've been unfollowing bad bitches.
I've been unfollowing bad bitches too. Where's it going? If I scroll and I see your page and I go in your bio and you have OnlyFans, I'm definitely unsubscribing. I'm subscribing. Where's it going?
Are these girls with high followers, or are these girls that you know?
No, these are just high follow bitches on Instagram.
Okay.
On Instagram, who have 200K followers for no reason.
It's like, bro, if you're gonna want to do OnlyFans, you might as well just be a fucking stripper.
Only bitch. Unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion. Only girls who do OnlyFans are amateur porn stars. You just not getting paid the big bucks.
I don't think porn stars get paid really big bucks anyway. Like,
I mean, I guess you might be getting paid more from OnlyFans than you would actually being an actual porn star. But it does, whether you post it on OnlyFans or Pornhub, it doesn't make any difference.
Right. Hey, you want to know the crazy thing about that? I've come to learn that, like, I mean, I've known this already, but like
porn stars make porn like Pornhub gives me all my shit for free. Bitch, what makes you think you look that good? I need to pay $25 for your shit.
A month
for your shit. I don't even know you.
It's a lot of creepy white and mixed males out there that is paying for this.
No, and I don't excuse that, because that's part of the problem too. It's not just the fact that these bitches are willingly doing this shit, thinking it's a career. It's niggas who are also funding them. That's also the problem.
Okay, well here's now a hot take. Is that different between that and a strip club? Because these strippers are actually a person you actually can see and actually talk to for a minute.
I think so. Yeah, it's different. It's much different. It's
because it's an actual person.
Yeah, you're actually interacting with said person.
I would say what I would like to say, but I don't think I should say it. But whatever.
Like at least when you're in a strip club, it feels more personal. Like, I don't care about some bitch sending me a DM because she sent me her pussy. Bitch, you might have sent it to 3 other people. Shit don't mean nothing to me.
But I mean, but yo, at the
same thing with the stripper though. She danced with 3 niggas before you got there, so.
That's true. That's
a fair argument.
I see what you're saying.
It all depends on what the situation is, because like, I mean, in my ventures of going in there, I've learned like the difference between like some bitches
but
that don't.
I feel like this opens the doors for the wrong kind of people. Like the dude, the incel who's not leaving his room to pay $50 to see this lady naked on his phone probably isn't going to the strip club.
Being a stripper, you don't leave as much of a trail as you do with social media.
Yeah,
you can't. Yeah, like once it's on the internet, it's there forever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair. Like strippers can hide. You know what I mean? Like you can disguise yourself a little bit, because like.
You can also go to a strip club and throw $1, but on OnlyFans it's like, I need at least $25.
And at least with strippers, you actually know for a fact you're talking to an actual woman in front of you.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times these guys,
I could be talking to a bot.
No, not even a bot.
I'm talking to a grown ass man running a page showing porn of another woman.
Yeah, exactly. Which is actually, quite frankly, like, no disrespect, something that Andrew Tate actually did. Like, he was on a podcast one time where he actually openly admitted that when he hosted webcam girls or whatever it was him and his brother actually pretending to be the girls. Mm-hmm. So another toxic thing that he did, he's claiming to help men when he made money off of men paying money for webcam girls.
No, bros are hypocrite.
While
them and the fresh and fit niggas, they're all hypocrites, yo.
Okay. I had fun with one of those about 2 months ago. They were pretending to be a porn star.
Who? Wait, what happened?
Somebody on Instagram.
They was pretending to be a porn star?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that's crazy.
It was a dude?
I was talking to him for like good 4 or 5 days. Like, so how's your day going? It's going good, baby.
Just fucking with him.
So on the final day, I was like, alright, so who are you really, my nigga? Blocked.
Blocked!
All of that. 2 seconds later, I was like, for a whole 3, 4, what happened?
Hey, yo.
There was messages and everything. I said, hey, babe, how you doing?
Yo, the truth comes out, son.
The truth comes out, man.
The truth comes out,
yeah.
Yo.
Hey, come on,
but that's kind of the hypocrisy. Yeah. But yeah, well, like I would make the argument that like strip clubs are clearly better than the whole OnlyFans thing, because at least you're actually talking to a person in there, or whatever the fuck. I still got like 6 fucking dancers numbers in my phone.
Like
anyway.
A bitch will be like, I'll never be a stripper, but get on OnlyFans.
Right.
Like, bitch, the whole internet seen you now. Like, and bitches be thinking they shit is safe on the internet. Just because you post on OnlyFans don't mean somebody can't buy your shit and put it on fucking Twitter.
Or screenshot it, right?
Nigga, your shit is on fucking Twitter.
Like, someone can screenshot that shit.
Like,
Someone can record it.
I don't
put it
care
on Twitter
how
and shit.
how
They
tight
can't
you
stop
think your
that.
OnlyFans is. I will find a nude of you on Twitter in a heartbeat.
And
Word
the
is
crazy
born.
thing is, the future kids is gonna have their hands on it.
Yes.
So it's like mentals is
That's the
already
problem.
all fucked up. I'm already
Your mom might be a stripper and she might be able to hide that for your whole life.
The internet is
This
a
your mom? This your mom? This your mom? Sucking dick.
The internet is the wild, wild west, bro. I swear to God, it really
they
is.
got mental problems today.
Just imagine these kids in the future.
Word is born, yo. I got in trouble for saying a yo mama joke one time.
In high
I
school.
couldn't. Yeah, in middle school.
What'd you say?
I think
What joke was it?
we was in the locker room and we was going back and forth saying your mama jokes. I said one or whatever. I forget what the fuck it was, but I said it, and then the gym teacher want to come up talk about you guys shouldn't be saying that. My mother passed away. How would you feel?
Was it a white dude or a black
white
dude?
White dude.
Obviously.
My mother passed away. How would you guys feel if you were saying if your mother passed away and somebody was saying your mama jokes to you? I'd be like, I guess it'd be sad. I guess it wouldn't be very nice. Maybe I should stop. Okay, whatever, man. You ruined it. Are you happy?
But yeah, Dean, you're
sixth grade.
You're right
you know
though.
me.
Because like that's one of the more controversial
my day.
things about it too. Now, me personally, and I think everybody in this room, like I'm not disrespectful like that and shit. Like I would never do that to anybody else and shit. Like speak on someone's mother or like whatever like foul shit they did. Like if I knew like some dude's mother was a stripper or whatever it was, like I'm not gonna say nothing about that because like that's
Kids is ruthless.
that's the
nowadays.
business
People with
between
their
me
roast.
and her if I had seen her at the club.
Like I know
I'm not
how
gonna say
bad
foul shit
roast
like
used to
that.
get as a kid type of shit, but like kids have no fucking filter nowadays.
Kids are devils
Kids have
nowadays.
no fucking filter nowadays. Like you ever hear kids how they be on fucking Call of Duty,
No.
Fortnite? Yo, they'll call you all types of N-word and this and that. The fuck's your mom? Like, bro, like these kids are crazy.
Well, crazy thing is, I think I actually remember hearing that actually one time when I was playing Call of Duty with a friend of mine back when I was in 8th grade and shit.
Hell yeah.
Or whatever the fuck. But
These
yeah,
kids are
they're
fucking
definitely
ruthless.
ruthless. But like me, I just wouldn't do that shit. I don't know if it has anything to do with me being raised by women. I guess I just see it differently and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah. Cause like Will, let's be honest here. If you like went to a strip club, whatever it was, and you saw that chick outside of work, like, is you gonna be funny? Is you gonna be weird and shit like that?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not being weird.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm
for some-
definitely not approaching her with the same energy. I approached her
Because
at
for
the
some
club.
niggas,
Like,
for some weird reason,
hey, how you doing? Not the same. The energy I had at the club is different. The energy we had, like, hey, baby, what's going on?
Yeah, but David, your energy in the club is not weird. It's not bad.
No, I know it's not bad.
I've seen
for
you
me,
in there,
but
bro, like,
It's
it's not bad.
but it's only appropriate in the club still. You
Not
know,
even like David, like the way that you greet them, David. You could do that in public. You do it in a very civilized manner.
no, I know what I do. I'm talking about the next nigga.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. So
Look
like,
at the next
like
nigga.
going off to what I'm saying next is that
Strip
like
club
for
behavior
some
isn't
for some
always
odd
appropriate
reason,
in
I'll never be able
regular
to
life,
understand how guys can go to places like that, and if they see them in public, they turn into like savages.
Well,
It's weird.
It's the same thing.
I
With,
never
like,
understood why guys do
it's
that.
the same thing of like how people treat celebrities. You know.
Okay.
People feel like they're so connected to their celebrities because of how much they can perceive what they have going on social media, and they feel
Or
like,
even in the movies
and
they
then
do.
they feel like they're entitled to know everything about this person, like they're not a regular person like everybody else who deserves privacy.
That actually.
But I
could
feel
come-
like if you're in
Yeah.
the tabloids, you know, there's a certain level of privacy that you're omitting now.
That could actually come from the fact that like they're paying for their services though. Like, you know, the whole celebrity thing. Like if you meet a music artist, if you meet Chris Brown, you've been buying his music, going to his concerts and shit like that. If you meet him, you're not gonna do this, but like if someone else does it, they might be demanding information from him or like, you know, talking to him and kind of like, you owe me this because I spent like $1,000 on all your music and your concerts and shit. So you kind of owe me, you know, something.
Yeah, I don't owe you
because
shit.
because you bought me because I bought this and this for you. Same thing. Same the whole stripping thing. It's like, you know, I paid for like 5 dances and shit. Like, where my pussy at?
Yeah, no, it's entitlement.
Like, some niggas do that
it's
shit, bro.
entitlement that comes from nowhere because you feel like you have too much access
Right.
to said person.
Right. It's just like for me and even for you, like I don't think we've never been like that ever. You know what I mean?
I don't have. There's nobody alive that I can really fan out with like that. And I really. shake and smoke. That's as much as coming out.
You just
of
be
my
chill,
mouth.
like, you know what I mean? Like bro, like if we all ran into Snoop Dogg, I'm pretty sure we would all be chilling shit like that.
Man,
We
if
probably
I
just-
ran into Snoop, oh, that's a go.
I would probably hand him a blunt,
What would no? Oh, no.
or at least weed and shit.
You didn't learn recently.
What
You seen
recently?
this shit
What recently?
It's rules for smoking, right?
I did not see Snoop's rules to smoking. I seen Snoop say he can't put the blunt down.
Well,
I seen him said that.
About a week ago, he was actually on Cox and that streaming.
Oh shit. Okay.
And he explained that when he does rotation or when he does hot boxes with people, you gotta face your own blunt first, and then you gotta have 2 extras to the side. And within the first 10 minutes of hot boxing, you gotta get rid of that first one.
Oh
Within
shit.
the next 2, then you may have 7 to 10 minutes to finish those 2 as well.
So he makes you smoke.
Snoop smoked fast. Snoop smoked fast. Yeah.
Smoking in the car, and one of them tapped out.
Nah, I don't blame him. Snoop is a smoke dog right there. Like he will smoke anybody.
Within 1 minute, and like in front of the people before Kai.
Nah, Snoop has I could definitely see that coming from Snoop. He has a whole. different standard.
So Snoop is a smoker. Like, oh,
I think the only time I ever seen Snoop go. No, Snoop ain't never did that. Not even with Wiz Khalifa. Where's Bone?
Well,
He outsmoked Wiz Khalifa.
Yes, Snoop. I saw that video. He
Snoop can
outsmoked
outsmoke Wiz
Snoop.
Khalifa.
Yet somehow, like Wiz, like smokes every single
Wiz
day.
smokes all the fucking time.
He smokes every single day. Yet somehow Snoop Dogg beat him.
Snoop does the same shit though. I know he does. Word is born. Now, if I were to ever meet Snoop, I definitely obviously gotta follow his rules, type shit. I'm gonna try I don't really want to fan out. I sit there and talk to my dad and my aunt about like if they've met celebrities and they don't be fanning out. They don't do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do that shit. Like they met Busta Rhymes and Fat Joe.
Oh, they
type
did?
shit. Yeah, they didn't never fan out. None of that. None of that shit. They talk to them niggas like they know them. Like they from down the street.
As a business opportunity to work with somebody. Beyond that, be cool. I'm not stressing nobody. I love you. Like, I'm gonna keep doing
The funny thing is,
It's all respect. Like I can't fan out. Like it's just like yo,
yeah.
appreciate you. Like
There was actually a weird study. Actually,
I can't believe I'm here right now, but yo, respect to you, bro.
No, there was actually a study in Germany that actually said that people that worship celebrities like to that level that you guys are talking about are clearly and statistically lower in intelligence, or some shit like that. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like that's actually real.
Shit fascinates them easier
because they
they
need something.
need something to stimulate that mind.
Right,
They don't have
right,
that
right.
for real.
They don't have anything in their own life to like.
No. Even when I hear people when they talk about how they don't have a creative bone in their body, type shit, I'm like, damn, yo. I don't know where I would be if I couldn't rely on my creativity.
Now, Dean, let me ask you a question, Dean. Because you're a creator, right? Do you believe that you can only be a creator if you create something tangible? Or can you...
Physical?
Yeah, like physical.
No, because mentally you can think of words and that's
Yeah.
written word or poetry.
Or you can even have
There's
ideas
so
and
many
shit?
different
Okay.
aspects of, I would say, like creative, artist.
Yeah, you can create a business or some type of system that just provides something more convenient for your community.
Now the question is like, because this is always a question I've always questioned myself, which is why I've always felt kind of bad about myself in certain things. I have these ideas, and I have 2 people that actually have helped me turn my ideas into reality. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the creator title kind of belongs to you 2 compared to like me who had the idea. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like even though I'm kind of like in this situation being the podcast, like this is my podcast, I still feel like I owe you guys something in terms of like being the creator, as opposed to like saying that like I also created as well.
Now you have
I'm just the kid that had the
That's
idea.
title of co-creators, like,
Yes.
you got people that help you along.
But I feel like the way that you speak so highly on things, it's like you definitely want to be an influencer. You definitely have that potential to be sharing things with the public that they should be learning or that they should take heed of, in terms of like wanting to work on themselves and better themselves.
Because popular is still popular. It's just not wanted by many others. It's still popular.
Right.
It's wanted.
Right.
You know?
And that actually also like points out the point, so something that my mom was telling me, that like I should go back to school to become either like some kind of like psychologist or even researcher, because like the things that I read and like the things that the knowledge that I've acquired with like the books that I've read and shit like that, and how I translate that information, she tells me that like you really should consider like going to school so you can be like certified like professional, where you actually are credible to say what you actually know.
I am. That's exactly her thought process is exactly what my thought process was for why I wanted to do the same thing. Deadass. To have that credibility.
Yeah.
Like I can sit here and be a therapist for people all damn day. I mean, not that they might not take my advice, but it doesn't have the credibility of somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm just the same person on the same level as them. But I do have a lot of knowledge to share.
Like you can, like the thing is, like you could have, like, and the thing about knowledge today and like people knowing what they're talking about is that you could have, in my opinion, psychology, like college psychology level knowledge without actually going to school. If you go to the bookstore and you buy the right books and you read the right amount of information for however many years, you can.
No, then you can definitely do self-knowledge.
You can teach yourself.
What comes with that?
You can be as equally as intelligent as like a psychologist or a therapist. You just don't have the professional credentials that you can actually practice the actual medicine regarding psychology or therapy.
I think what comes with that is shit. I just lost my train of thought. Fuck. I think what comes with that, as well as No, I wasn't.
no, that was me.
I got short-term memory, bro. I'm Dory over here. Damn it! I've lost the whole thing now. I don't come back to it.
Well, Damian, like the one thing about you is that like you have a comedic part to yourself. That's one thing that you're able to create. You know what I mean? Like I was even telling you like years ago that like you have the ability to be a comedian if you just like write down the jokes and shit.
I'll be writing down jokes, bro.
You remember that fucking Michael Jackson joke you told me that took me like a minute to adjust.
It's fucking funny. I love that Michael Jackson joke. What is Bond? Michael Jackson got so much freaking music, son. You can sit here and play Mike at like 12 at night. Just say, Alexa, play Michael Jackson. She'll be playing Mike all the way till 6 o'clock in the morning, and you ain't heard a single song repeat twice. Where's Bond?
They might actually go throughout the day, I think.
They might go out throughout the day. Where's Bond? Mike been singing all night. Done kept singing all the way to the morning. You arguing with your girl now about why this Michael Jackson playing in the house still. How long it's been damn playing?
Right.
I gotta reread that joke because now that shit is really funny.
You found your train of thought? You got your idea?
What were we talking about?
We were talking about like the idea of educating yourself and having like the same level of knowledge.
Oh, self-taught. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. My point that I was trying to make about the self-taught thing was that even in school, in like a traditional college education, or whether you're self-teaching, it all comes down to application. You have to be able to apply all that you're learning to be able to see the actual results of what you are learning, to get that feedback, to know everything is experiment, everything is trial and error, everything is cause and effect, everything is hypothesis and experiment. So whatever knowledge that you do gain, you're gonna have to put that back out into the world to figure out if that shit actually works or not. Otherwise, everything is just theory.
Right.
School ain't teach me shit about art, even my art classes. I knew most of the shit before I got in there.
No cap. No cap.
I learned all from speculation, like beforehand and even afterhand.
Mm-hmm.
School ain't teach me shit.
Nah, not a damn thing, yo. Not a damn thing, though. I think the most important thing I learned from actually going to school was like networking. Being able to be around people who may not do the same thing as you.
Day one, you learn to network and socialize.
Yeah.
That comes with, just going to school.
Yeah, you guys are right. Now that I think about it, I really didn't learn much in school either.
No,
I can contain most of that math shit.
I think I might have said this before, but unpopular opinion, high school is a participation trophy.